everyone, I'm Kate. I am a business mentor and podcaster, and I've been doing content now since I was about 19 and I'm 26 now. And there's actually a picture before this which is kind of annoying, but anyways, it's fine. That's my own fault. I actually started my first business from a horse shed with literal horse shit on my walls. And I started giving free live workouts for free with no money, no network, no connections. I grew up in a tiny village in the south of Ireland, and I was cleaning hotel toilets. I was working in retail, and I was also working in a bar at night, and that's how I started. And I was becoming a teacher. I got government funding to become a teacher, and my mother was like, you best be going to Mary I, girl, like you are not going to end up like us, because my mum and dad worked extremely hard but like never had anything to show for it. And as the eldest child as well, I think like I just took that responsibility on my own back to be like, I'm not going to follow the path that my mum and dad did. Now, they gave us everything and we never felt like we were short of anything growing up. They gave us every ample opportunity to be and do anything we wanted to be in life. And I owe a lot to them for that and for the amount of love that they gave us growing up, but like we didn't have it, you know. And so when I got government funding to go to Mary I to be a teacher, I actually genuinely thought that was what I was going to be. And I suppose I'm a teacher now in what I do. And I was heartbroken. I was on my placement year and I was like, I don't like this. And then I came home. I'm a very stubborn person. I have a really strong gut intuition. And I was like, Mum, I don't like it. And she was like, oh, Lord, loving God, Kate. And I was like, I know. And I was like bawling, crying, because she knows me so well as well that like when my mind is made up, my mind is made up. Like that's just who I am. She was like, will you just stick it out? And I was like, no, I will, because I'll always finish something. And that was one skill that my dad always taught me. Like, even if we were like sweeping the yard out, we had horses as well. And like, if we were mucking out a stable and it was half done, he'd fucking kill us. So he'd be like, if you're going to do something, do it right. Like, if you're too tired to do it, tell me. But like, if you're going to do something, finish it. And so I felt the same about college. And I actually enjoyed what I was doing in college because I was doing English and French and history, and I really loved it. But that's why I finished it out. But I was just like, I'm not doing this. And then I went into lockdown. And that's when I started giving free live workouts for 2 years from my horse shed, because I was like, I'm going to do this. And everyone was like, that can only be a side hustle. You can't do fitness. It's not like a good job, like blah, 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 blah. And I was just like, I don't care. I'm doing it. This is what I love. And like that attitude has taken me all throughout my life. Like I've just been like, every time people like who I don't want to be like, who I love, but I don't want to be like, and they tell me what to do, I'm like, well, I'm not going to listen to you because I'm not ending up like you. So this crack of like get a 9-to-5 job, go to college, you'll make a lot of money, you'll get like time off, that's all fucking horse shit. And the reason why I know that is because I lived in it and I didn't see evidence of that. And so I was like, okay, if you're going to tell me all these things, I'm not listening to you. I'm going to listen to people who are living a life that I want to live. And I had that from like a very young age, which I'm grateful for myself for that, you know. But I think when you grow up somewhere where you really, really don't like where you are, you will find any other way. And so basically I was listening to the Diary of a CEO every single morning in my ears on the back roads of Tipperary with fucking grass growing in the middle of the road, being like, I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I'm going to do it. And then I ended up after 2 years of giving free live workouts every single day from my horse shed and just loving it. Like every single day I would wake up and I was just finding every self-help book that I could, practicing gratitude every day, meditating every day. At 19, didn't really know what I was doing, but I was like, this is what like all the successful people that I look up to are doing, so I'm going to do this. And I just remember listening to Diary of a CEO every single day. I failed business in school, never thought I was going to own a business. I just followed what I absolutely loved, and that was fitness at the time, and just gave so much free value. Like I was the only person showing up every single day for free online because I just loved it. On my stories and on my feed, going live every single day. And then that's where K Coaching was born, my first fitness business. And I made 3K in the first month. And I literally was like, I am so rich. Like I had never seen that money in my bank account ever. Like ever. And I was like, unreal. Booking a one-way flight to Bali, like, bye, see ya. Because I was like, I'm rich. Like, you know, where it's other people are like, I need 10 grand in savings. I was like, I have never seen this money before. Goodbye. Like, I'm gone. And then I ended up signing with My Protein. And that was the first big time I saw manifestation come into my life, because I manifested that. And that's what I'm going to chat about. I manifested working with My Protein. I looked up to Sinead Hegarty for a long time, and she manifested her whole life from nothing. And I was like, well, I'm going to do the same. And so I launched my fitness business. I wrote down every single day for 2 years in my journal, I am a successful online coach. I am a successful online coach. Every single day I wrote that down. You're 50% more likely to achieve something by simply just writing it down. That's literally in the research. 50% more likely. So I wrote that down every single day. 2 years later, that was my online business. Wrote down this every single day that I was going to work with My Protein. This is Sinead's event. I was invited to her event. I was 22 years old here. And this is me in Bali working. This is me having an absolute mental breakdown, because I was like, oh, I have to pay X amount in tax when I'm registered in Ireland. What the fucking holy helly. Mental breakdown, because I was like, everything I've ever worked for, I have to give back to the tax man. Oh wait, my mum and dad did that their whole lives and they're still broke. Moved to Dubai. Set up my business there. I was 23 years old, hadn't a fucking clue what I was doing. I was the only one. I did all this solo, by the way, on my own, because no one else is going to... Guys, the only person you have in this life is yourself. The quicker you realise that, the better. Moved to Dubai on my own, hadn't a fucking clue what I was doing, did it anyways. And then set up my business in Dubai, and it's there ever since. And then I could go on and on and on. I'm going to try to go really fast through this because I want... Is it zoomed in?
Just give it a good slide there. Do a Rob, there you go.
Robin, moved to Australia, set up my run club, my second business in the same way. So I grew K Coaching to 6 figures in less than 2 years. And then I went to Sydney, felt really lonely. Connection is huge. If you want to build anything, build connection, even with your skincare. If you can build connection with people, that's everything. No matter what it is. If you're selling fucking shoes, if you're selling go-go's, it doesn't matter what it is. If you can build connection with people, you'll sell. So I showed up every single day for free. It started with 4 members, grew to over 1,000 across 3 countries in 2 years. All because I started with intent. I didn't start that by being like, I'm going to make a 6-figure business. I started it because I felt lonely and I wanted to meet like-minded people. And I was like, well, if there's people moving solo here to Australia on their own, there's other people like me. So I would rather like make them feel included. You know, I never felt like I fitted in school. I was always too much. I was always too out there. And so I always feel this need to bring people together and be like, it's okay. Like everyone, it belongs. I don't give a fuck who you are, what you do. Like if you're sound, come in. Like it doesn't matter, right? And so that grew to like that was my second 6-figure business. Everyone was asking me for running coaching. And it was so interesting at the time. There was Ronna, there was loads of different people, but everyone bought from me. My app was mediocre compared to other people, but people buy from people, and that's what Rob said as well. And they just didn't care because it was me, do you know? Ran the Sydney Marathon, brought my mum to LA. That was a dream come true. Then I brought my run club home. Then I had a mental breakdown again because my boyfriend cheated on me after we were together for a long time, got cheated on. My entire business went down the Swanee because I outgrew K Coaching. I didn't know how to walk away from it because it was a 6-figure business. It was the only thing I built from my horse shed. I was like, what the absolute fuck? I knew I wanted to work with business mentors. I didn't know how to step out of that. Well, I did, but it was just extremely confronting and uncomfortable. So the universe will challenge you time and time and time and time again when you go up into the next level. So everything has to fall apart for better things to fall together. And it's very hard to trust that when you're going through it. But I can guarantee you that all of you here have survived 100% of your hardest days. All of you. And so anytime you feel like things are going west, that's happening for you. It's not happening to you. And I know it's shit, trust me. All in 1 month, I had to walk away from a 6-figure business. It went to nothing. My savings were running out. I was depressed off my nut. My boyfriend had cheated on me with every girl in Ireland. Don't go out with a hurler. That's a lesson learned. Hashtag not all men. And then also my granddad passed away all in 1 year. And that was when I realised, it was this time last year that I was like, oh yeah, we only have ourselves in this life. You only have yourself. And then that's when I got a one-way flight out to Dubai. this is all me, like clinically depressed, dyed my hair red instead of going to therapy. And then get to Dubai. This is what you see. What you don't see is I'm literally sinking. My business has been swiped from under me. I can't keep doing K coaching. I'm not aligned with it anymore. I'm a very honest person. I can't be in something if I'm not aligned to it. I can't stick it out. I can't do that because I'm just like, that's just not me. I'm like, I don't want to do it anymore. Like, I just don't. It was kind of like the teaching. I was like, I'm not doing it, you know? So I just don't know how to push through something because I just can't. Because I can't show up and be like, sign up to my coaching if I'm not fucking aligned with it. Like, that's just who I am. And so that was when I was just like, fuck this. Like, I have the skill of sales. Skill of sales, sales cures all. I literally made 12k in 1 month from nothing because I had to. Gun to my head, I was literally sleeping on a blow-up mattress in my friend's bed, in my friend's apartment because I couldn't afford my rent in January because of everything that had happened in December, right? And then made 12k back in 4 weeks. Entrepreneur life. And because I literally knew I could, I had the skill of sales, and then all my dreams came true. I ended up bringing my own club telly with own coaching. I ended up starting my business podcast, and I ended up getting one of the biggest podcasters in Dubai as my first guest on the podcast, right? And this goes to show in what aligned action does. Like, aligned action is everything. And eventually you'll see throughout the end of this is that every single dream came true. Last year, at the back end of everything falling apart, I pitched live to Steven Bartlett on stage in Bali. He's literally my idol that I looked up to all those years, and being seen by someone who you've looked up to for so many years is just what the fuck, and I have done my biggest months in business since. I've literally made 10 grand this week. It's Thursday, and that's on aligned action, and that's on being myself. And if you can, it's so hard, lads, but when it's happening and when you're in it and you're like, this is so the pits. But when you trust your gut and you actually take aligned action and you get rid of all the instant gratification from the handy money that's coming in from the fitness side of things or whatever it is. For me, it was handy money, but it wasn't aligned. When you let go of all that shit and you actually step into what it is that you're actually made for, the universe will reward you. And I've done that time and time and time again, and I'm here to teach you that today. And I know we're short in time, and if you ever need questions, just shoot them at me. But just one thing, how many of you, hands up, believed in Santa or the Tooth Fairy growing up? Everyone here, yeah. Why?
The story we were told.
The stories we were told. How many stories, limiting beliefs, thoughts, feelings were placed upon you as a kid? We were told growing up that money was hard to make. No, it's not. That was the story that I was told. We were told that dreams were reserved for other people on movie screens. No. That's a limiting belief. That's what we were told. What stories are you currently telling yourself right now as to why you can't do something? I can't set up a personal brand. Everyone will laugh at me why? I'm not a person to do that. I'm not a person to set up a skincare brand. I need X, Y, Z. No, you don't. That's all horseshit. That's what you're telling yourself to stay exactly where you are, to stay comfortable, because that's what's familiar to you. It's not that you're not capable. And that's why C students run the world. The naivety. They're just well, fuck it, I'm just going to do it. So please, 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 from today, write down all the stories, thoughts, limiting beliefs and feelings that you have around certain things. And how you figure this out, guys, is your triggers. What triggers you? They're your biggest teachers. So anything that you get triggered by, that's the biggest help to internally look into yourself and be what is this trying to teach me? That is usually your greatest desire. And it's never, ever about the money, lads. It's never about the money. You think it's about making the 30k a month, 50k a month. It's never about that. When I made my first 12k month, I went back to zero for 2 months after that. I was fucked. I was so burned out. And honestly, me making 10 grand in the last 4 days, I didn't feel any different to how I felt back in my horse shed doing it for free. And that is no word of a lie. I swear on my life, that is no word of a lie. And it's down to your feeling of how you actually feel. It's never about the thing that you're attaching to externally. externally you think money's going to give you security. That's all horseshit. Like, it's literally a false sense of security. It's the same with jobs, 9 to 5 jobs. It's like, oh, yeah, my 9 to 5, like, I'm so safe. How safe are the people who are in Dubai who are in 9 to 5 jobs who couldn't get up and leave? How safe are the teachers now? Like, sorry to sound so horrible, but they're not. They have to stay there. They're contracted into that. We were up, gone, by, good luck. So, like, you know, it's like these false senses of security of the stories that we were told growing up. And you have to consistently challenge them, which is hard because it's deep rooted.
Watch this ant experiment. It'll make you question everything.
They get an ant on a piece of paper, and the guy on YouTube draws a circle around the ant. And the ant runs to the edge of the circle and believes it's trapped, and it will not cross that line. Looking down on it from a bird's eye view, you go, oh no, that's just a figment of its imagination. They do the same with a spider. They get a piece of paper, there's a little spider on it, they draw a circle around it with a biro. It will not cross that line. As the guy's drawing the circle smaller and smaller, he accidentally draws it so close to the spider that the spider steps over the biro, and then it can never ever in its life be trapped by the...
I love this, right? When you made your first sale online, everyone has done a sale online. When you made your first sale online, you can never unsee that. You can't unsee it, so you can't go back. Because you're just like, well, I made $3,000 last month from selling online. And it's the exact same with your limiting beliefs. You can never unsee it. So the minute you push forward and do it scared and do it embarrassed, and you get rewarded for that, because you'll always get rewarded for pushing into discomfort, you can't unsee it. And it's the best way of leveling up. A lot of people think, okay, but Kate, how? So like, I manifested my entire life, and the minute you question how, that's what self-sabotages everything. Because the how creates uncertainty. But how am I going to make 10k a month? How am I going to live in my dream apartment? How am I going to build my skincare brand? How am I going to build my personal brand? How am I going to make 30k a month, 50k a month? How am I going to travel the world? You have to fucking let that go. You have to let go of the how. The how is self-sabotaging everything. It's cock-blocking all of your progress. You have to let go of how. Okay? These are my personal steps. You have to decide who it is that you want to be in this life. You can't hissy fit around it. You can't be half in and half out. You have to decide who it is that you want to be. I decided in my horseshed that I was an online coach before I was ever qualified to actually even give out workouts. I moved before I was ready, and I already decided that I was in Bali. When I pitched live to Steven Bartlett on stage, no one has ever done this to him before, ever. There was multi-millionaires sitting in that audience who had budgets way beyond me, marketing budgets that they could have used with AI way beyond me. How am I standing up there? Because I decided that that's what I was going to do. 9 months previous to pitching to him, I decided every single day I was doing it. I spoke it out loud. I said it out loud on stories. I said it on my YouTube. I said it out loud on my literal Instagram, being like, I'm going to do this. I didn't give a fuck. I was like, I'm going to do it. Gratitude every day for the thing that it already happened. Gratitude every day here. I detached from my external reality. My external reality was my horseshed, right? But I detached from the outcome, from the external, because everything starts in here. Once you know in your mind that that's where you're going to go, stop attaching to money, to time, it's all horseshit, to time, to your horseshit, everything. I knew in my mind that I was a successful online coach in Bali. And maybe it was convincing because I wrote it down every fucking day, but it worked. Because your actions on a day-to-day basis are rewired by your subconscious mind. So you guys even don't know us, right? You saw 30k per month, you saw manifestation, and you saw Rob Lipset. There's part of your subconscious mind that maybe wants financial freedom, wants to be a millionaire, wants to be a billionaire, wants to strive for that in your subconscious. So then your decision is actually made by the 90% of the conscious choices. Same with you girls booking flights. It's kind of like, oh my God, I'm going to Marbella. But like, that was already decided in your brain that you were going to do that, because somewhere, somehow, down the line, a couple of years ago, you said, I'm going to do this. And so you're manifesting every single day of every minute. And so be so careful how you speak to yourself and what you put out in the world. Because if you say things like, I can't afford it, that's really expensive, that's all you're going to get back. You have to be very careful with how you speak to yourself.
At a point a week before the war broke out, we were walking down Kite Beach, me, Sophie and Kate, and we were like, we would love to do a season in Marbella. Wonder when we'll do that. We don't have time this year. We don't have time this year. It's not really working out this year because we already had our year planned out. Bam, a week later, war breaks out, we're in Marbella.
Be careful what you wish for, right? Eliminate lack. Make a plan. It doesn't have to be a how. It's just like, I'm going to do this. And go so fucking big because the universe is so abundant. Like everyone, like if I told people that I was pitching live to Steven Bartlett with oranges on my head, they'd be like, obviously you're not going to do that. Everyone, like pretty much everyone doubted me. Like even like up to a week before, people were like, support me, but they were like, how the fuck is she going to do that? Do you know what I mean? So don't tell anyone your goals and dreams who are not going to support you. And I would even argue, like I kept that to myself for 9 months and I told people a week before. Like, you don't have to go around telling people. You just decide. You don't need external validation on your dreams and goals, right? You don't need opinions. Opinions are the cheapest commodities on this earth. The cheapest. Even you asking our opinions, what do you think? You underestimate your own agency so much. Kate, what do you think of this? Emma, what do you think of this? Sophie, what do you think of this? What do you think? What do you think? Stop asking people's opinions and start trusting what you bring to the table. And start being like, this is what I think. Stop fucking asking ChatGPT, you're going to go brain dead. You are literally going brain dead. Seriously. And start being like, before you post something, be like, what do I think of this? And post it. And go with that. Go with your own agency more, right? You underestimate yourself so much in what you bring to the table, okay? Daily non-negotiable actions. So like 3 daily non-negotiable actions. Visualization. So for me, when in my horse shed, it was meditation, 10,000 steps every day, workout every day, water, meditating, read, journal. And I did that every single day. And guess what? That's when I was 19. What do I do now? The exact same fucking thing. And I'm making like, what, fucking 10 times the money that I was making. I was making fuck all here. Nothing. Zero. And now what I make like per month, 15k per month, like I do the exact same thing. So she was showing up how I show up. And look where I am now, you know? Obsession beats competition. Lean into what you're obsessed with. Lean into embarrassment. Curate your environment and detach from the outcome. And then there's other people who've done it. Jim Carrey.
In my own ability to manifest things. Insane belief. I think it's ultimately complete sanity. I believe we're creators, and I believe we create with every thought and every word. Every moment is pregnant with the next moment of your life. We all start out with a false belief about ourselves, with some untrue thing that we believe walking through our lives. I'm not worthy, I'm not lovable, I'm going to fail. Whatever your basic mistaken belief about yourself is, you form a personality around. You know, it's the grain of sand in the oyster, so I form characters that way a lot of times. I'll ask myself, what's the speck of sand?
So interesting, he wrote himself a cheque for 10 million for acting services rendered and dated at Thanksgiving 95, put it in his wallet and it deteriorated. And then just before Thanksgiving 95, found out I was going to make $10 million for Dumb and Dumber. I put that cheque in the casket with my father because it was our dream together. He drove up to Mulholland Drive every single night. He had nothing. And so if you can see it in your mind, guys, if you take anything from today, if you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. It doesn't matter who you are, where you have come from. It does not matter, because once you decide who it is that you want to be, it actually has to externalize. It has to materialize externally. That is law. That is literally law. So once you decide internally, it's how I've built everything. It's how where I am today. I can't explain it enough. Once you decide who it is, who you are in here, stop looking for the how on the outside. It's the lowest vibrational state, this physical reality that we're in. Mental and spiritual comes first. Everything in here, all here, it's the lowest vibration, the lowest vibrational state. So once you decide up here and you put the reps in every fucking day, I can guarantee you, I can literally guarantee you that you will get to where it is that you want to be. And just detaching from the outcome, detaching from time is the biggest thing. Because every time you ask how, you're self-sabotaging and you're delaying the process. There's always a delay time. It's kind of like when you order from Amazon. It's the exact same thing. You're not like, where's my order? Where's my order? You don't order 10 times from Amazon. You order once and you wait for it to come and then it comes. It's the exact same thing. Muhammad Ali believed in it. Steve Jobs believed in it, of the iPhone. Kevin Hart believed in it. He did it for 13 years. Oprah believed in it.
You can't be above or below it. In order to draw the thing to you that you want to come, you can't want it so much that you fear that you won't get it. You have to want it. So in order for me to be on your vision board, you must have put it there and then you let it go.
Yes.
And then you weren't thinking about it every day. Because you can't, it doesn't come to you that way. You have to do it, and then you have to put it, and then you have to need that vibration. You have to prepare yourself to...
Just out of curiosity, like, do you guys like find it hard? Like,
Gratitude is one of the most overlooked.
Like, sorry, I have loads of videos here that we won't get through.
Science shows that you have to act like you already have it before it can happen, and I'll tell you the neuroscience behind why. Research in neuroscience and psychology shows that your brain doesn't just listen to your thoughts, it listens to who you're being. The way you move, breathe, and act sends signals that shape your state of mind. And your brain doesn't just react to reality, it predicts it based on who you're being. Think about how you fall asleep at night. You don't wait until you're asleep to act like it. You close your eyes, you breathe slower, and you pretend until it becomes real. Life works the same way. You have to embody the things that you want first before they become true. Your brain's default mode network runs your subconscious identity. Its entire job is to make sure that your thoughts and actions stay consistent with who you think you are. I used to tell myself that I wouldn't feel accomplished or official until I hit 1 million followers. And I was coaching a masterclass when I realized that I needed to feel those feelings in the now. And as soon as I gave myself permission to feel accomplished in the present, within 2 months I hit 1 million. Every time that you embody the state that you desire, your brain takes it as evidence. Those repeated signals rewire the default mode network and update your sense of self. And when your self-concept shifts, your reality shifts. Because your brain starts filtering opportunities, making decisions, and taking action as this new version of you. As long as you wait for your circumstances to change before you do, you'll be waiting forever. You have to go first.
Yeah,
And
you have to go first. So like you have to, these are just my clients that have done this, right? But you have to go first and then it'll follow, right? So for example, you have to take action before it's already happened. So this is me like taking action. Steven Bartlett doesn't know who I am here. I'm walking down the middle of the shortcut in Bali. It's really embarrassing. He says embarrassment is the cost of entry. So I'm using that as leverage against him. I've decided 9 months ago that this is happening, So I know it's happening in my mind. And now I'm taking aligned action towards the thing and I'm moving before I've actually done it. So I'm doing what she said. I'm moving as the person who would do anything to get on stage with him. And I use every single principle that he taught me in the Diary of a CEO for so many years. So I had that leverage against everyone else, right? And so that's moving and trusting. So if you don't believe you're worthy, capable or ready, your world will reflect that back to you. So if you say you're not worthy or I can't do it, or you keep saying, oh, I don't know, if that's what you'll get back, change who you are on the inside and everything outside of you will come to you. Ready is not a feeling, ready is a decision. You're going to feel as well an overwhelming amount of self-doubt, fear, anxiety when you go to do something like this or when you go to move before you feel ready. That's just the old version of yourself trying to keep you where you are, because our brains are wired for survival, not success. And so your brain is like, don't do that, you're going to die. You're obviously not going to die, but you have to try and convince your brain that that's not going to happen. So you have to observe this side of your brain. Don't try to shut it off. That's absolutely ridiculous. What persists, it'll just get louder. But try and observe it. Self-observer technique is what I use, and I can go through that like at a later stage. It's in our community and stuff, but like come to me and ask me about it. Observe and then move forward anyway. You just have to move forward anyway. That's all you have to do. So who am I now that I've stepped into my higher self? What are 3 daily non-negotiables this version of me commits to? So like I said, when I was 19, I was meditating, doing steps, journaling, visualizing, reading books, learning. And I still do that to this day. You know, so that's like how it materializes. They're my personal steps that I did at 19 that I still do today in regards to getting anything you want in life, like whatever it is, like, and ask for the big unreasonable thing, because that's the thing that you will get if you decide that that's who it is that you want to be. Like, if I had told people that I was going to pitch live to Steven Bartlett with no marketing budget and fly to Bali to follow him there, people would have either thought that I was baby reindeer and that I was going to get fucking restraining order and not be allowed in. Or people would think I'm psycho, which they would be correct. But like all the best people are. And I would have done, if I didn't stand on stage with him that night, I would have done 10 million other things in order to eventually stand on the stage with him, because I knew that that's where I belonged. I'd already decided it. Your dreams are not reserved for other people, they're yours, and you were not born to fit in. You were born with gifts, talents and skills to stand out. Do not dare let the fear of embarrassment hold you back from the life that you were always meant for. And I have a challenge that I'm running on the Orange Juice series. So this was part of the marketing with no budget. And it's called the Do It Scary Challenge. And so you can follow the Orange Juice Theory podcast on Instagram and you can take part in the Do It Scary Challenge. And it's basically like the easiest way to just unlock your next identity. Because all it takes is stepping into doing something scared or doing it embarrassed. It could be sending a DM, it could be your first Instagram post, it could be your first YouTube off the back of what Rob said today. It could be anything, like literally anything. You're posting a talking head video that you're not used to. Posting something that you feel would be of value to other people. It can literally be anything. And you can tag us in it. Loads of people have done really cool things on it. So you can tag us in it if you want to join. And that's it. Thank you. And if you ever need anything, let me know.
It's so valuable.
Sorry, I tried to like zoom through.
I'm buzzing. I'm like, I know.